Koch brothers do a retreat twice a year. They gather an enormous amount of millionaires into one place and plot on how they can reduce taxes and how they can make sure that they could pollute more and get the government to do all the things that they want them to do. Now, they want to make sure that it is very, very secret because they don't want people to know that they're buying our democracy and who, in fact, is buying it. In fact, there's at least 32 millionaires that attend these, and they had a recent one in Colorado in June. And they had all these precautions. They had a lot of bodyguards protecting the conference room that they were in. In fact, they put out speakers to put static by the doors so nobody could listen into what they were saying. Here's the problem. Turns out someone inside the room was recording it. Oops. So, as they promised them privacy, and they said, don't worry, nobody will ever find out. You guys are the ones funding this. We now have the names of all 32 millionaires giving $1 million to make sure Democrats lose and that we get more tax cuts for the rich. Some of them, by the way, are Paul Singer, Ken Griffin, Rich DeVos, John Childs. These are all billionaires who want to apparently keep as much of their money as possible without sharing it with anybody, right? So now, Charles Koch is actually on tape, and you can hear him for yourself. Let's listen to the first one.
But we've been talking about, we have Sadam Hussain, this is the mother of our wars we've got over the next 18 months, for the life or death of this country. So I'm not going to do this to put any pressure on anyone here, mind you. This is not pressure. But if this makes your heart feel glad and you want to be more forthcoming, then so be it.
I love this fundraising among billionaires. They're like, no pressure, but look, if you want lower taxes and make even more money, just donate to us. It'll make your heart feel better. No, it'll make your wallet feel better, okay? It won't make your heart feel good at all. That's why you're keeping it super secret, because you don't want anybody finding out you're the ones buying our politicians. And did you hear what he said in the beginning? He's compared to the mother of all battles, 2012. Basically, you know, a Saddam Hussein reference. That's what Saddam said. And of course, the spokesperson coming out today saying, we didn't mean it like that. We weren't comparing Obama to Hussein. I don't even care about that. I don't know if they meant it that way. It's just a thing that people say. What I care a lot more is them buying our democracy. Now, second part of the tape.
What I want to do is recognize not all of our great partners, but those partners who have given more than $1 billion, billion. I was thinking of Obama and his $1 billion campaign, so I thought, well, we got a minute. Glad you can't win on these deals. No, I'm going to go easy on you. More than $1 million over the last 12 months. If you want to kick in $1 billion, believe me, we'll have a special seminar just for you.
This is so funny. Do you want to give $1 billion to destroy our democracy, or only $1 million? Everything must be so funny to billionaires. How did you come in under your private jet? Oh, this guy flew in first class. What a joke. You can't even give $1 million to make sure that we buy all the politicians. Ah, it must be great in there. They're having a hoot here. And then there are other parts of this. By the way, Brad Friedman broke this story on Brad Blog and on Mother Jones. He's the one that got the tape of these recordings that was happening inside. Another guy came to speak, Kevin Gentry. He is a Koch Industries executive. In fact, he is at the firm's D.C. lobbying office. But here's my favorite part of this. He's also the guy in charge of their charitable giving. They don't do any real charity. What they do is their charitable giving is all the political donations they make to buy our politicians so they can make even more money. Okay? So that's their idea of charitable donations. But Kevin Gentry goes up and talks about how Americans for Prosperity helped to get Republicans elected. And he says over and over again, we did Get Out the Vote with the Tea Party, financed by Americans for Prosperity. What happened? I thought that the Tea Party was totally independent and was a grassroots organization. So there's Gentry admitting on another part of the tape, Not really. We bought the whole Tea Party. We're the ones who sent in the buses. Exactly like we've been telling you. Do you know that Americans for Prosperity, that grassroots Tea Party group, actually spent $45 million trying to make sure Republicans got elected in 2010, let alone the millions of dollars they spent on those buses and all those efforts to organize those rallies against Obama's health care, et cetera, because the grassroots were so against it. No, it's these millionaires and billionaires that are laughing at you behind your back while they go and buy our politicians and buy our entire political system. That's what's really happening.